It sucks sitting next to human beings that look like this, because it makes you just like look at yourself and go like, oh man. How's it going? I'm Nick Fox here with Charles Esten, who's going to be playing Riverfest this weekend in Clarksville, and we're going to ask him some good random questions. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Cool. All right, Chip, the rules of this are very simple. If there's a question that you don't want to answer, all you got to do is say pass. Cool?
Okay. All right.
First of all,
pass.
Oh, darn it. Gosh.
Okay, go.
Happy birthday?
I'll accept that question. Thank you very much. Yes.
How old are you?
I am 50.
Wow, I knew that already because of Wikipedia, though. So.
Oh, really? Yeah, I make no bones about it. I'm 50 and I'm fine with it.
What keeps you young?
First of all, I've always been a little younger than my age. I was an immature 8-year-old, an immature 12-year-old, an immature 18-year-old, an immature 20-year-old, and that's continued all the way up to where I am now. Thank goodness I've been able to do some things that made that make sense. When I was on Whose Line Is It Anyway, we were basically professional 8th graders. You know, you run around just having fun, having a good time, and it's always been like that. And now it's no different getting to be up on that stage playing music. So I would say number one, it's my kids, and number two, it's getting to do things you love with people you love. It keeps you young.
Bro, do you even lift?
I do not. I barely do. No, I don't really. No, I do some. Mostly it's push-ups and a couple pull-ups and riding the elliptical sometimes. Actually in the summer, and for as long as I can after summer, I like to swim. Because that, you know why? Because I hate running. I'm not a runner. My body screams out against running at every step. The only thought I have in my head when I'm running is, you can stop now. You can stop now. But when you're swimming, you see, you go out across the pool and you go, and you only have a moment to think if you're going to stop. It's when you're touching and turning around, because you're not going to stop halfway and just sort of stand up in the middle of the pool like an idiot. So it's only at the wall is the only time I have to fight that. As long as I can push off and keep going, then I can get a good swimming workout. Plus I'm such a bad swimmer, I have to swim really hard not to sink. So if I swim like 15 minutes, I get out of the pool and I'm wiped.
Of all your acting roles over the years, has there ever been an object or something that you've been sentimental about that you've asked the producers that you could keep?
That's a good question. I've never had that question before. Yeah. One of the first jobs I ever had, I played Buddy Holly in the musical Buddy, and I went to London for almost 2 years playing Buddy on stage there, where I got to play his music and to portray him and act out his life and the things he went through. And then I even got to do it for 8 months in the United States. So that's almost 2.5 years of playing this guy. You get a real affection for a character when you play that long, especially somebody like Buddy. Leaving that was hard. I felt like I was saying goodbye to a brother, somebody that I knew I got to hang out with every day, and I wasn't going to get to hang out with anymore that much. So I actually ended up with a couple things there. One of the things they gave me was Buddy handcrafted a leather case for his acoustic guitar. One he modeled right on what Elvis Presley had. It said Elvis on his. So this one said Buddy, and every night I would sit on that. And I would sit on the sofa and I would play this guitar with this case for Buddy's wife and play this love song. And so they gave me that. The other thing, I'm going to admit to a minor petty theft here. On camera.
Wait, you're really going to admit to stealing?
I will
Think
not,
about this before.
I will not say whether this is true or true. This allegedly happened, but maybe it didn't. Maybe I was an improviser. Maybe this is a fanciful tale on my part. At the last time I ever played Buddy, I had been on the road for so long doing these concerts with those beautiful Shure microphones, the old ones that you hold in your hand like Frank Sinatra or Elvis or something. And I said goodbye to that crowd, and it was a great night, and I was just, wow, it's over. And I turned to walk off the stage, and I went squeaky, 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 squeaky. And I still have that, allegedly.
Have you looked up the eBay value?
No, but I have a good estimate. I don't think it's that much. To be honest, it honestly is. You wear on stage, you wear makeup, and I would sweat so much because it's a flat out rock and roll show. So there's a little screen inside there, and my makeup you're spitting makeup into it constantly, so it's still to this day is sort of caked on the inside, like with a base coat of Buddy Holly, Chip Esten makeup. So I don't think anybody would really want that.
Did you ever have the realization that you could sing, or was it always just a part of your life? Because me personally, I know I'm not a singer. I know I can't sing.
You're still waiting for that realization?
I'm still waiting for that realization. Like, I'm
still
still in the shower.
I can't. Come on now. I'm going to turn on you. You're telling me there's not one song where you're singing that and you go, you know what, this song, I sound pretty good at this song. This song sounds good. You don't have one of those? You're going to pass?
Yeah. Then once I turn the volume down and Sam Hunt's not singing anymore, then it's like, oh God, I need to stop trying.
I don't know. You know, I think so. That's, for me, that was always it. When you're a kid, you reach a certain age. I was always singing it. Well, first of all, you're young enough that you don't care if you can sing or not. You're going to sing, and I wish that's the way everybody stayed. Just quit judging it. Just
do it.
Let it fly. Let it flow out of your body. But then at another point, you start hearing songs on the radio, and there's those singers that when you're young that make you wish you could sing like that. I mean, people like Steve Perry or in Journey, or he just on our show just a second ago. Wait a second, this is terrible.
You can take a minute.
What's that?
You can take a minute.
You'll edit this?
Time. Yeah, I'll edit. Oh yeah, I'm editing everything, man.
I'm gonna start over. Holy crap.
You want me to Google it on my
No,
phone?
you don't have to Google it. You'll know it, and I'll feel like an idiot in 2 seconds. I know. Okay, let me say that. Let me start over. First off, when you start out, like most people, when I was a little kid, I didn't know or care if I was any good. I just would sing, and I think that's how most people should be or should stay. If you want to sing. As you get older, though, you latch onto those people that you're singing along to the radio, and you go, you know what, that wasn't that bad. There's some singers that you can sort of imitate and sort of sound like and make you feel great. Other singers that you look up to, you can never quite get, like whether it's Steven Tyler or Steve Perry or any of the Steves, really.
Do you feel like you're in character when you decide that you're going to sing? Do you feel like you're kind of taking on a persona, or do you feel like this is just an extension of yourself? Or does it depend on the song?
It does depend on the song. That's interesting. I never even really thought of it like that, but it absolutely depends on the song, because those songs, even for all the ones I wrote, some of them I wrote, and yeah, that's me. I have a song called I'll Never Know Why, and I wrote with Kyle Jacobs, who of course is married to Kelly Pickler, and he and I both wrote a song about I'll never know why this amazing woman is with me. And we can both relate to that. So when I sing that, there's no character there. That's just me saying, I don't get it, but I'll take it. But then there's other songs where you're singing something that it didn't quite happen to you, or you don't exactly feel that right now. So it's not really a character. It's just me in those circumstances, which, to be honest, is most acting anyway. So it's not quite that, but it's something like that. Especially if you're singing something. Yeah, that's one of the great things about getting to play Deacon is, as Chip, my life, I'm very blessed, and I have this amazing family, this incredible job in this beautiful town. Life is good, and there's only so much you can sing about that's like that. There's a whole lot, actually, but you also want to have those other colors to paint from. It's very cool to get to play this guy who goes through it day in and day out, and I've noticed it affects my writing. I can write from that place as though I was walking in his boots, because I do every day. And so when I'm performing those songs, I'm not being Deacon, but I'm being that darker version of me.
Can you give us any insight as to some of the journeys that Deacon's going to go on this season? Because he's been through a lot already, obviously.
Yeah, well, we left in a pretty big cliffhanger where there was a flat line, so it's either Deacon or his sister, so I'm going to have to pass on that. I can't really give any...
okay, so no word, no... I tried, Nashville fans.
And the funny thing about how he did it is he was real casual about it. He wasn't like, can you tell us what happens in the cliffhanger? He's like, so where do you see Deacon going in the next couple episodes?
It's that generic radio type of question. I tried to dance around it a little bit.
He did his best.
What's one song that you've been listening to recently that's maybe people wouldn't expect?
Oh, that people wouldn't expect.
Maybe something that's on your iPod or something that you're like, man, that's my song whenever it comes on the radio. Don't have to think through it.
Well, I'll do one. I don't know if people wouldn't expect it or not, but Ashley Monroe's The Blade kills me every time. I love her gorgeous voice, and she's contributed songs to Nashville, including one of my favorites, A Life That's Good. But The Blade is fantastic. And then other ones, man, I always get something on. My shuffle's really weird, because when you reach 50, you've listened to all kinds of music, and so it's hard to say exactly what. I just had Talking Heads' Take Me to the River on just the other day, and I thought that was a good coincidence since I'm about to head there.
Random question. You've had a long career in both acting and in music, so you're lumped into the double to triple threat kind of category. Mm-hmm. But for young artists, people that are actors, people that are thinking of pursuing music, and obviously your music career is still young, but you've probably learned a lot just from the process of it. Is there anything that you'd like to pass along to either actors or musicians, just advice-wise?
It's a hard business. They both are, music and acting. So number one, you have to sort of look inside yourself and see why you're there. Why do you want to do it? When I started off when I was a kid, it was about fame. That's natural. I had a thought at one point that I wouldn't really be completely happy unless I was famous. That's probably not natural, but it was something that drove me early on. The closer I ever got to it, the less it was that, the more it was. I like the concept of moving somebody emotionally, whether it's making them laugh from Who's Line, or making them cry for Nashville, or making them move with a song that rocks, or making them cry with a song that can do that. That's what I think ultimately I find out I'm in it for. So knowing that, okay, I'm in it for that, and that's what really moves me. So you can put up with a lot if that's what you're chasing. If that's the thing you want, you can put up with a lot, and you better be able to put up with a lot. Somebody told me once that Robin Williams said that when young actors asked him, what should I do to become an actor, he would say, quit. And people say, why would you say such a thing to a young actor? And he said, because if me telling them to quit made them quit, then they should definitely quit, because it's hard. So you have to have, I had a thing on my wall forever that said persistence, 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 persistence. It's a quote from Calvin Coolidge, which I won't get exactly right. Look it up yourself. It's an amazing quote. It talks about how intelligence won't get you there. There's a whole bunch of things that you think might get you there, but they won't. Persistence alone will get you there. So go in it for the right reasons, be in it for the long haul, and finally, to make sure you can do that, set yourself up a structure where you're supporting yourself and you're not depending on anybody else to help you chase your dream. Whatever that is, whatever dishes you're carrying or house you're painting, or whatever you can find to do that gets the bills paid and takes care of you while you chase your dream. Believe me, it'll be hard, but those will end up being the days you look back on and like, man, when I was working those 3 shifts and then going to write songs, that'll be the good stuff. So I would say those things: why you're doing it, don't give up, and have something that lets you not give up.
Your wife is your manager, correct?
You know what? I guess in a sense she is. She's sort of my assistant / boss.
I was about to say, is she your wife-ager? Because I think we can coin that word.
I think she is, and I'm not the first to do that.
No, of course
not. I don't know anybody that could do it better for me right now. This thing is very grassroots. I'm an actor on this show, but we know I want to do this music. So she is able to do these things so very well, and she's done them before in her career. When we were back in Los Angeles many years ago, for about 5 years, she was Kevin Costner's assistant. And so when you're an assistant to a high-level actor like that, and he could not have been kinder to her or to me and our whole family, but you're doing some pretty high-level things. There's a whole lot of things going on that she understands about and understands how to get me on on the road in a good way. And by the way, she's also an incredibly fast learner. So ultimately, maybe I had thought, maybe I'll get somebody to take care of this. But at every step, she said, let me try to do that one. Let me try to do that. And she always ends up doing it as well or better than anybody I know. So yeah.
Keep it in the family. Happy wife, happy life, right?
No doubt.
What do your kids think of all of it? Are they like the type of kids that are like, oh yeah, Dad's on Nashville, we gotta go watch? Or are they like, nope, sorry, I'm over here listening to Fetty Wap and the boys on the hip hop channel on whatever. what are they? Are they fans? Or
they are absolutely fans. They're my biggest fans, and they always have been. But they've been along for the ride for all of it. They've been there for, whose line is it anyway, when a couple people would know you on the street, and so they've seen a little bit of the being noticed and being known. They've been there for when I came home, and there were big auditions they knew I had gone for that I didn't get, so they saw the ups and the downs, and I'm happy for that. I never tried to hide the hard parts. I didn't let it bring the whole house down, but I let them know that, when they were little, Daddy didn't get that thing he wanted, that job that we were working on, but I'm all right, and I'll get the next one. So now for them to see me get this one, they knew very well. My wife and I wasn't going to move for a job out of Los Angeles unless it was the job, and we knew this was the job, and I came for a season because you don't move your family the first season of a TV show, but we knew if it got picked up, they would move, and God bless them, they had great lives back there in LA, and so I was uprooting them from that, but we're a family primarily. I mean, and they're in touch with their friends there, and they've made all new friends here, and yeah, they watch the show. They all watch the show, and they love country music, and they love the songs of our show. But they also have their other tastes as well, which they introduce me to all the time. So yeah.
Are either of any of your kids your critics? Is your wife your critic? Where do you get your constructive criticism from as an artist? Or do you? Because I don't know.
No, I do get it. Well, first of all, they see so much of it, so that they're always very, they're behind me always, but when you get a real reaction of like, oh, wow, that one, these are the people that have heard every song you've ever written, and they're like, yeah, that was good, or that was really good. And those are perfectly good, fine songs, but when they hear that one that they're like, yeah, I tend to listen to that a little bit. And I have a daughter right now who's at Belmont studying music business, so more and more I find that her opinions are learned, and also she's a songwriter as well, and I respect her opinions on a lot of things, and she respects mine. Going both ways, you got to hear somebody else's opinion, and you can't just go, oh, okay, that's what I guess I have to do. You hear it and you go, you know what, you're even right, and I'm still not going to do it because this is just the kind of the semi-wrong way I want it, and that's fine too. But I love it when I've taken their advice a number of times, especially I will say with social media. They're a little younger, so they help in those areas as well.
Hey y'all, thanks for checking out the video, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel at Beaver1003, Beaver1003.com. All the info in the description.
Hey, how about me? Can you plug my YouTube channel?
Nobody cares about you, Nick Fox Radio YouTube channel.
That's kind of harsh, man. I just made this whole video.
Yeah, nobody likes you.
Bucky, just say goodbye. Tell him to subscribe.
Bye, subscribe.